Obviously, Reba and Merle are back to their happy place. This looks like somebody put this here, okay? And the reason why I say it doesn't look like a snapped line, it's just like, it's very intentionally like tied, okay? That's tied. They tied this. Somebody came through here and they didn't like the fact that there was a wire here. And they cut it. And now we're gonna go have to have a conversation with the neighbor. Well, it looks like our livestock guardian dogs have eaten all the grass.
Welcome to A Simple Life. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Today we are gonna go find the break in our invisible fence line. The dogs have been locked up in a clink or this half acre or so of chicken netting for the last week because, well, they kept visiting the neighbors and I really don't want my dogs going missing. So let's go find the break.
So we are trying to find the break in our invisible fence system. We tested back at the main unit. Now we're down here on the opposite of the 80 acres, okay? We're on the far side of the 80 acres as far as we can get away from Herman's. So we're getting the green light and the beep, okay? So what I did was I cut the wire, okay? So here it is, the wire's cut. Now test that. And we're not getting anything at all, like zero, zilch. Okay, so now I'm gonna test this and we're getting something. It's just letting me know that the signal is weaker on that side. So we know we have a problem potentially on that side of the property. So we're gonna go test that side of the property now. We're gonna go to what would be considered like, if this is a halfway point, we're gonna go to the quarter point and halfway between here and the house, and we'll take a look and see what the wire looks like there, and then we'll keep narrowing it down. All right, we're gonna test it and see which side has a decent signal, because this is gonna give us a better idea of where the weak signal is coming from. So, all right, we're getting nothing from that side, and we're getting signal from that side. So potentially it's between here and there, but that's a whole wire. So, I don't know, we're gonna have to go for a walk now. Yeah, we still have signal. I've come up the hillside probably about 200 yards or so. So I'm pretty far up. All right, well, we'll keep going through this. This is pretty much up and down the whole way, and we gotta eventually walk all the way up to where those tall trees are at. So it's down this ravine and back up. Noticing something, my wire is really strung taut. And when I put the wire up, I did not string it taut like this. So that's telling me something's probably fallen up here somewhere. We still have a signal, but the wire's just really taut. And I made sure when I put the wire up, I didn't leave it taut like that because I wanted it to be able to be walked over by deer and bears and all that kind of stuff. So I actually left it kind of saggy. But all of a sudden it's nice and taut. So I'm wondering if we didn't have a landslide or something up here. All right, well, this is a good point to sit down and drink some coffee. Take a breath, get my breath back. It doesn't seem like much, but dear God, that's a heck of a lot of hiking. I am currently on my neighbor's property, you're right. But I don't think anybody's coming around anytime soon. So I don't have anything to worry about, and they wouldn't care anyways. So, that's part of the property. This is all the timber that is 20 years old or so, 22, somewhere like that years old. Not that tree, I don't know what's going on with that tree, but it's all this other stuff that's like 10 to 12 inches. There's a lot of maple in there. It's something we're gonna have to deal with soon. How am I gonna deal with the maples? I'm just gonna cut them down. They'll just come right back, but they will come back a lot smaller, and in the meantime I would have stored a bunch of carbon right into the ground. So, because I'm not going to take those maples out, I'll just drop them where they lie, and that will leave a better canopy for the Doug fir, as well as it will leave a bunch of compost on the ground for the bugs and the critters to nibble on and make houses out of and all that kind of stuff. So It is beautiful up here. It is truly beautiful up here. All right, so I'm done with my coffee. Well, I'm not done with the coffee. I'm just done drinking the coffee for now. And I'm sitting here, and what do I hear? I hear two little voices. Those little boys, now I'm about 400 yards from where I told them to go up and sit with the buggy. Those boys are cutting through these woods somewhere up above me and talking to me. I told them to stay up there, but they're very independent children. All right, let's get this moving again. Where'd we leave off? Where'd my wire go? Okay, the wire's over here somewhere. There it is. Oh, what's that? Something caught my wire. Look at that. See, the wire's all pulled over here. I knew it was tauter, then I left it. All right. Maybe something did happen to it up here. See, something pulled on it. See how pulled over that is? I stuck these all in the ground when I put them in. And I stuck them pretty deep too. They weren't shallow. Oh, there it is. It's broken. Holy smokes. Where's the other end of it? Here it is right here. Something came through here and put it up there. All right, I'm gonna have to go talk to my neighbors. This is interesting. Why do I say this is interesting? This does not look like a snapped line, okay? This looks like somebody put this here, okay? And the reason why I say it doesn't look like a snapped line, it's just like, it's very intentionally like tied, okay? That's tied. Somebody came through here and they didn't like the fact that there was a wire here. And they cut it. And now we're gonna go have to have a conversation with the neighbors. Because not cool. And not only is it not cool, this is my property. That wire is not on their property. Matter of fact, their path down here actually crosses into my property. So if we want to have one of those discussions, we can. But we're gonna have to have a conversation because yeah, not cool. Not cool at all. They cut it twice, it looks like. All right, let's get it fixed. And then we'll get a trail cam on this to make sure that's what's going on.
We all know that old saying, if you assume you make an ass out of you and me. Well, you know what? I'm really glad that when I went and talked to my neighbors, my assumptions weren't verbalized. Because I would have really made a jerk out of myself. Because at the end of the day, this is all just a huge mistake. Now, it was a huge mistake that they didn't realize they had made and that I didn't realize was made. And I probably should have had a better line of communication with my neighbor than just putting up a wire along the property line. They didn't do anything malicious.
Okay, the wire's repaired. I actually put it behind these trees so it's farther back from the property line and that trail, but how about that? Nice and strong signal. And here we are, right back at the top of the hill where we made that initial break in the line so we could figure out which direction it was going. So by making that break, it meant I didn't have to hike the 80 acres going the other direction. So there's that cut right there. Now I just have to walk back. See what the boys are waiting for me. Whew. It's gonna be a hike. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. We're gonna release the hounds from the clink. Oh, you're out of the clink. All right, we got one collar. I'm gonna go test it and see what our range is like. All right, so here we are. This is how far away. We are about 12 feet away. Let's see when we get our signal back. Oh, okay, that's better. So we're about 6 feet, we get a signal. So we got 6 feet. That's what I've always had. I've always had 6 feet. I've never had any more and any less until that wire got cut. So obviously Reba and Merle are back to their happy place. We are going to go inspect the goat area because we haven't been able to inspect that yet. Well, I mean, I've inspected, but from a distance. But let's make sure the fence is off. Yep, okay, we got the fence off. Let's go take a look, see what's going on, see how it is. I'm pretty sure they're done in here. Last I saw, it looked like they were pretty much done nibbling everything down. They cleaned up this whole entire roadside. I don't know if you remember, but there's a lot of ivy and stuff in here. They've cleaned up almost all of that. There's very little, I mean there's some, but there's very little left. Hey mama. There ain't much in here for you guys. Come on goats, let's go. Hey goats. Come on goats. You're done. It's all done. Come on goats. So you can see all this brush pushed down. This was all the brush that was in here last year. And last year I pushed it all down. I pushed it down onto this little patch of vineyard here because Herman told me, he goes, it never really gave me anything and he didn't care for it. So I pushed it all down, we covered it all up. We're gonna come in with the excavator and pull everything out. I get it all covered up and pretty much just, you know, we're ready to pull it out. And he goes, oh, I want those plants. Like, I already buried them. Oh, that's a variety I can't get. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's too late, it's done. What I'll probably do is take a bunch of cuttings and we'll start from fresh and put up a couple. I think he has a couple of these. I think it's like a different color, but I think it's like a pink steuben instead of a green steuben or something like that. I can't remember. It's a pink grape versus the green grape that's usually in that variety. So, but he said it's never done good up here. It's always just kind of been up here. He's never really gotten much off of it. And I think it's because it's on the north side of the hill. And so it's kind of getting the last bit of the sun and stuff. But these guys don't seem like they want to leave. I see you found some more blackberry there, livestock guardian goat. And there they go. They'll find some food in there and then they'll go up top. We just got home. I went and talked to the neighbor. He hit it with the mower. So what happened was he was taking the mower along to mow that section and a deer or something must have pulled the wire down. And so the wire was on the trail. So when he hit it, it cut it. And that's why the wire was so taut. And so that explains it. So it was nothing malicious. He told me that nobody's been up there. He's a ton of trail cams up there. And nobody's been up there other than him. And so it makes me feel good. It also lets me know, you know, why the dogs were getting out. He did say he actually hit it back in October. So we're talking 6 months ago. So it took Merle that long to start to test where the fence was. So that speaks a lot to that type of technology of being able to get a dog to know the boundaries and then not test the boundaries. So it took him 6 months to start testing the boundaries.